Yes, guys. Yes, people. Welcome back. Another live stream, another video. This one we're going through the transfer news that we just didn't have time to go through yesterday, but plenty to talk about. Three in the mud. Christian Pulisic. There's plenty of discussion on him and obvious tweets from his dad and everything that we're going to delve into. There's the Romelu Lukaku situation. A few other defensive transfer news, but yeah, plenty to get into. I know I said 2 minutes at 3 o'clock, but like you already know, like, we're never on time. So yeah, if you guys don't like it, it is what it is. Just gonna have to hold that. But yeah, we move. Big up everyone. Smash the like and subscribe button. Let's try and go for 50 likes straight in. Right now we're only on 28, which is a bit of madness. Again, the conversion rate on these likes are ridiculous. So guys, smash the like and subscribe button on your way into the stream, and let's get into it. Alex, what are you saying, bro? Last 24 hours, you all good?
Yeah, all good. All good. Found me a full-time job finally. I was so upset about it with class ref yesterday. I had to look for a job.
Yeah, he put you on the spot there, but good thing you come back smart. Love to hear it. Jesters, what are you saying, bro?
Just another day, woke up this morning, so it's a good day, right? It's always a bad day if you don't wake up.
Yeah, well, it's not even a day if you don't wake up. But
there you go.
Oh, fuck. Josh, what are you saying, man?
Yeah, man, doing well. Finally, a week with no midweek game. So maybe a bit of rest for the boys, much needed. Aside from that, yeah, everything's good, man. Doing well.
On the boys, a rest for us.
Got a fans over there in the chat. Josh got a fans in the chat. Looking good, Josh. Got a
Thanks,
fan.
Hey, you got a secret admirer. Let's go. Big up. Big up Liam Lane as well. Taha, F1 Podcast, Big Ron, Jaden Sancho. Yeah, big up Clover, Nick Brown. Everyone locked in. Big up yourselves. Except the guy called Arsenal. Respect for being on, but yeah, I don't really like the name. But big up yourself anyway. Chris, what are you saying, bro?
Yeah, I'm doing okay, chill start of Monday, doing okay.
Yeah, love to hear it.
Monday, Tuesday, fuck.
Isn't it Tuesday?
I know you just woke up.
No, I didn't wake up.
Good morning, Chris.
Completely forgot.
Good morning, everyone.
No, if you didn't wake up, it's been a bad day then. But yeah, Declared, what are you saying, bro?
I'm just saying good morning to Chris. I know Chris wakes up early to gather the Dewey Shepherd work.
So I confessed to myself before anyone else did, so it's all good.
Yeah, I'm sure it's the way it goes around. But yeah, Declared, are you all good, bro?
Yeah, all good. I'm glad Chris is up. That's for one. None more Lukaku news. I love it. It's the only thing. I mean, there's Chelsea news every day. The whole ownership has been a soap opera. Now they're saying people considering Radcliffe, and the whole thing's a joke. I'm just waiting for it to all be done. We need you know what? To be honest, when I'm talking about it now, I didn't think we'll be in such a situation where we were talking about getting rid of so many players, new ownership. It's almost like we had a disgusting season. So besides all that,
disgusting.
Yeah, but we just won the Champions League. Who would have thought? Yeah.
No. It's
hello. No, not a year, but like season.
We never just say hello and go, but we'll get to it in a bit.
No, but I like to do it, Alex. I like to just go yeah, and then bang.
Yeah. I'm saying this season is actually good. If your expectations were from the beginning winning a Premier League, it's on you. No,
not winning. Just you always every season you want to kind of progress.
Yeah. So I don't think
win the Champions League and
maybe. I don't think this season is disaster. Like some.
I think outside. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I think it's just more frustrating, if anything. If you take the fucking emotion out of it, it's probably not been a terrible season, but it's just been very frustrating. But yeah,
the benefits of not reading comments.
I'll tell you.
Yeah, man. As far as expectations, man, it's one of those. Obviously, I don't think we all thought the signings would be kind of complete failures, but the team didn't change that much from last season. So there's not I think to say improvement, it's not completely unexpected. You wouldn't have that much improvement considering the team was essentially exactly the same. We were just hoping that maybe Lukaku or Saul would maybe show up and turn out to be what they were sort of advertised to be. They didn't, so we kind of got stuck with the exact same thing as we ended up with last year, and we saw how that worked out in the league and things like that. So not super surprised, disappointed for sure, but not super surprised at the end of the day that we're seeing pretty similar results from the same team that we had last season.
I'll be real.
I was more referring to
I think this is a failure of a season. Like, Arsenal are 3 points behind us and have won more games than us. Can you tell me one player apart from Reece James that has improved this year?
My trophy cabinet is improved this season. Vaya isn't, so
Yeah.
We're 16 points off of Liverpool, who are in second. Like, this is a failure. We haven't won.
Still in 4 games that can all change.
No, Kovacic.
Kovacic has improved. Yeah.
I wouldn't say he's improved. I think he's been on the level he was last
Mount
year.
was improved.
I think his
Mount was
output
better
was
last year.
better. And
His
like
improvement-
his
Mount
output
is
and
better
forward
today.
passing got better. Mount's finishing
Mount's finishing better.
Yeah, his numbers are better, but his performances were much better last year. We saw more consistency from him last year.
Mm-hmm.
Well, this
think
is
what's
what
interesting-
No one actually
progress.
improved apart from Reece James. I think Cover stayed the same. He's just that he was that
I
good last
actually
year.
think James
No, he
was
was good,
not
yeah.
that not that much difference from last season.
Really?
Goals.
He's
I think it's
definitely-
going. I think
he's
it's going
definitely
forward has
improved.
improved a lot more
Yeah,
this season.
going forward, but he's. I think the win back situation is new for him.
Yeah.
More new this season than last season. That's a fact, because he start to get same mistakes as Trent does as a win back. He does not know what position he needs to do when he's like up top. He like, especially if it's not Christensen, like they get spinned off. Like, for example, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah, the Real Madrid.
I was gonna say, wouldn't you say Ruben?
not in
Ruben
sync
improved
with
as
the center back. But no, I don't think for me. It's not a failure. First of all, if you compare us, because of Arsenal is 3 points and they have 1 game a week, and we are this season. Like I said, it's your expectation. It's on you.
Yeah,
because you.
What I was
expected
actually,
something.
what I was actually
I'll put a poll in
referring
the
to.
comments for you guys. Let me know if you.
Yeah,
think
what I was
this
actually-
is a failure or not.
Yeah, that would be a good idea. What I was actually referring to when a club has to buy, I don't know, 4+ players, 5+ players, it's usually after a really bad season, and we're in a situation where we have to. Not necessarily we've had
Not with Chelsea.
a disaster season, but we're having a major change for.
I
for
think
different
it's not because
circumstances.
of that. I don't think it's because of that. I think it's because we have a lot of players that did not leave when they were supposed to leave before. So does that mean that if they leave in one window, does that mean that we try to get rid of them for the past 3 windows? They just left in 1 window.
That's another
Well,
reason.
yeah,
It could be different. It is different reasons. But usually, what I'm saying is that in most examples, when there's a big change like that, it's because there's a massive, disaster season that happened. And usually with manager change and a whole bunch of personnel change, we're having a big personnel change for different reasons. But it's almost like we had a bad season.
As I said, I was going to say, I also think that this season's been a failure because you look at our like how poorly we handle both transfer windows. It set us back. Like, it set us back a year or two. Because
you can make the argument because
we're selling players like Kante and J5 this window and have no worries about who comes in to replace them. But we're worrying because there's no one to come in to replace them because of.
But if we were doing well, if we were doing well, would anyone be calling for them to go or re-signing them? If let's say we kept the same kind of momentum from last season.
Everyone will be saying, you can go, we're fine with you going for money because we've got your replacements. But we're having discussions about, should we sign Kante to a new deal? Should we keep Kante? Should we keep Jorginho? Should we sign him to a new deal? Like, what's going on? We're having to have these because we don't have backups, or the backups we do have are just not the same quality.
Well, yeah, but if we were having a good season, we were having a different conversation and probably calling for calling to re-sign them and that. I think different fans would have different opinions now because even at the start of the season, I think I was one of the people that said re-signing Kande has to be talked about, because everyone thought that was no chance. You keep him, but the wages he was on and his consistency was all in question, and people weren't having it. But now over the season, more and more people have said maybe he's got to go.
Well, you're also talking about what's going to be two different ownership philosophies. The one going out was one. The one coming in is a different one. So you can understand that the transfer windows we've had in the past and the way we've dealt with the manager are going to change, because we're not going to be chopping and changing managers every 1 to 2 years. And that's what's gotten us in this predicament, is we've been chopping and changing managers. And so you have players that, again, it's like putting 3 complete puzzles in a box and saying, make one complete puzzle out of all these pieces. And the pieces don't fit together. Exactly. And so you end up playing systems you don't want to play. You put players in positions that they're probably not the best at, because you have just, like I said, a bunch of parts that don't go together, and you're trying to make a team out of it. So
no, you're right. And we've had a philosophy of when the pieces didn't fit, to just get a new manager that can is better at puzzles and using your analogy, and that's what we kept doing. That's why we have so many board signings. If you get so many good puzzle pieces, you'll find the manager that can put them together in that same example. So that was a philosophy at the club. I don't know if
we're going from one extreme to the other. So you'll go from building a puzzle where it looks like it's going to be we'll go from a Conte where you have a style, it's a boring style of play and it was shit, but it was effective. You go from that to going, I want to now be progressive. Well, how the fuck's that going to work? Because you've got players that are used to playing on the counter attack. So how is it going to work going from that to playing possession? That doesn't equate.
So
we never learned, Scott. Do you remember what's his name? AVB, and he was like one of the first ones that wanted to play like that, and he got torn up straight away, and our dressing room had to take over.
But the thing is that during those days we had players that could. They might not all suit all systems, but they were good enough that they could hide their deficiencies in some way or another. Now you go from like Conte to Sarri, and you've got players like Alonso who can't play possession football, and he's playing in a back four and he's shit defensively. You've got players like Aspi who's good defensively but is terrible going forward. So how are you meant to play him as a progressive fullback? And then you've got
the likes of Werner and Lukaku don't suit it either when you go
exactly. And you've got, as much as I love him and as much as he's been great for us, Kante doesn't suit possession football. So how are you meant to play him as a progressive midfielder? Like it doesn't equate in any way, shape, or form. Like it's like go to Pep. You can play with the likes of Lukaku and like players that aren't good on the ball and play your possession football. It just doesn't work. Like
we also have to think too, this has been like an extremely unprecedented season for basically any team in maybe world football. It's been insane for us. Like the amount of games, the amount of drama, the amount of the sanctions, the injuries, the COVID stuff we've had. I don't, if this had happened to Liverpool or City, I don't think you would hear the end of it every week from Pep or Klopp. They'd be talking about it every single week.
Credit to Tuchel.
That's credit to Tuchel for just trying to keep everyone focused on the mission, which is the games every week. But the stuff we've been through as a team this year, it's really unprecedented to even discuss, what this season would have looked like had a lot of this stuff not taken place. And I think it's hard to say it wouldn't be a little different, but certainly been an interesting. Go ahead.
I don't think it's been the main issue for like all the stuff with the ownership system and everything like that. I don't think that's been the main issue for our drop in form though, because we're still getting results in spite of that. I think mental fatigue is what plays the most part in it, and the injury. That's the biggest combination.
When you have players that are not going to be re-signed and are leaving, and they're still a huge part of the starting rotation, like AC and Rudiger are, and where we've had a drop off is not on offense; it's been on defense.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's been the mistakes from the.
Conte does not play possessional football.
No, he doesn't. They play pragmatic football for France. Deschamps is really defensive.
Okay,
it's one of the
complaints. I wasn't talking about Conte, but that's okay.
Carry on.
Yeah, so I was a
statement, and then everybody's reading the chat.
I made the fact.
Leave the chat alone. Unless they super chat, leave them alone.
I did Fata for a second.
Good
To what
Lord.
Jester's saying, like two of our main defenders have spent the entirety of this season looking for contracts at other places, and in fact signing contracts at other places. Like that also plays a part when two of your three main defensive players are spending the entire season looking for other clubs, which is what they've done.
Josh, I can go one further than that. So from the team that's
wrong with Chelsea this year.
What's the bad news?
Look,
and then I'll go on my point.
Yeah.
Oh. Anyway.
We knew this.
No,
this is not news.
What do you mean anyway, bruv?
This is not news, though. We knew this was happening.
I was saying it was an inevitability.
It still hurts, isn't it? Right.
But Josh, on your point, I can go you one better. Let me find the team from Everton, and I'm fairly sure that at least 7 of the 11 that started won't be here come next season.
Oh,
yeah, but that's relegation.
Or shouldn't be here come next season.
Oh, you're talking about us or them?
No, us.
Okay.
And you see,
how bad is that?
Extreme. You're such an extreme, man. Scott,
Alex,
sorry.
1 minute. 1 minute.
Your internet is. It's not about that. What's your name? Nick Blue, your internet, when you speak, it's cutting off.
What is it? Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
I tell a lie. There's 6 players from the starting 11.
Wait a minute, Scott. Let me come in now before I cut out.
What's
happened is we can't really blame the players or Tuchel or anyone. You know, we the problem is we have great players, but we don't have a great squad. That's facts. We don't have a great squad like Liverpool or City. That's why we're third. And I can't blame the players too much. Like, you know, they play so many games. We had so many finals, so many games, more than anyone else. So, you know, for me, it's down to these 5 games now. If they can show me they can go and win these 5 games, that's Wolves, Leeds, Leicester and Watford, and get revenge against Liverpool, that'd be a great season. I'll be over the moon if that happens. And I expect them to do it. I expect that to happen.
Can I say? Are you done, Nick? Can I say something?
Yeah.
For me, I'm not extreme like Chris. I think we do not need to get rid of 7 or 20 players out of this summer. Well, we'll agree to disagree. My problem is, I think we have a decent some players on the bench. Look at this. Look at this way. I have a big problem with Tuchel about this, about the bench. Either he goes to extreme substitutes all 3 lines in the midfield, defense, or forwards. He never does one player sub, like one player just to rest, and that way your whole squad is playing the same system. For example, for Liverpool, when Milner comes in, you see the weakness, but it doesn't show that significant weakness as a team total. For example, when we do it, when Tuchel does it like a different 11, he does it by 3-4 players at a time, or he doesn't do the subs. He doesn't do the different starting lineup. For me, that's the problem. For example, we go from one starting lineup to this starting lineup. Here's camera. Like, it's a difference. And people see that difference. Why? Because he changes 3 players at a time. He doesn't do the one like Ziyech versus Pulisic. He does it, all 3 of them, like change the whole 3 line. That's my problem with the whole thing. That's why when you see a sub coming in, you don't see the massive improvement in the game. You usually see significant drop. And we're saying it's because of a bench. I say it's because of the players on the bench, either they don't see the game time for 2 months, or they see it too late.
Like
That's
in the
my problem.
after the 70th minute, Tuchel's got way too many late subs recently.
That's not recently. I've been saying that since December.
Has it been that long?
Problem. Yes. Another thing, for me, it's a different thing. Look, it's a different. It's a different.
That's the problem, because Tuchel doesn't have the players he wants on that bench. He doesn't have his own players.
Well, I disagree with it. The reason why he doesn't. When did the last time Ziyech played at least a full half?
Oh, it's a long time ago.
Exactly. That's my point. Of course, he's gonna be out of shape when you bring him for 10 minutes. What kind of change in the game he's supposed to get?
Yeah. Now I blame Tuchel for that, especially United game and Everton. He should have changed the top three.
He should be fit enough to play 10 minutes, though.
Yeah, exactly.
You know.
It should be.
Yeah, it was 10 minutes, was 15 minutes, declare. He should have changed it.
He's fit enough to do that, but you can't get into the flow of a game
exactly in 10 minutes. Exactly.
No, you can't, but you can make an impact.
You can.
It's hard. It's not easy to get into a game. Look, I played football all my life till I was 30, 40. And it's not easy to come on for 10, even 20 minutes and get into a game. It's not easy. It doesn't matter how good you are.
I get that but we're not like I've done it too, Nick. Yeah, and the different motivation is that I'm expecting those people on the bench to be hungry. Come into a game fresh. Some players are tired.
But they don't get enough
just get into it.
They don't get
I know they should.
time.
I agree that they should get more time, but in the little time they do get, I just want to see something. Like all these subs haven't had the biggest impacts that I wanted.
No,
that's
I know.
why
Only
I don't call for subs.
Pulisic had an impact against. He got the winner against
West
Ham.
Yeah, and that was
West
great.
Ham,
And I'm saying there's heaps of other examples where he didn't do anything.
Yeah, because
I know, but like the Everton game, I said that was the wrong situation to put him into. You weren't going to get anything out of him.
You know, they did
not really his fault. But that also delves into the whole Christian Pulisic situation in itself, and we were going to talk about that. His dad, who I think is the lead to this tweet, said, "The sad thing is he loves this club, the teammates, and London. Puts his heart and soul into being a professional. Onwards and upwards, my boy. Big 6 months ahead." And there's been also quotes coming out today saying that Pulisic's unhappy with his game time, which, to be honest, is understandable. Very understandable, especially when you've seen we've had a front three who have not performed over the last few games, and yet Pulisic is only being given 10, 15 minutes of game time, if that. He's come on, he's changed the track of games, and he hasn't been rewarded for it. So I kind of understand the frustration, and also to a point the demotivation as well, because this has been the main thing for me. I get we've had so many attacking systems and they haven't really worked, but my main thing is you can't reward poor performances with continued game time. I get rotation. It might not be the correct answer either, but if you let people play their way through form, it doesn't always work. We've seen it with Lukaku in January, for example. The same thing to me applies to this front three too. They haven't performed the last few games. There has to be a change up. I wouldn't mind seeing Pulisic start a game or two. The worst thing that happens is we're in the same position we're in now. That's the worst.
If it's me and I come on and I score a game winner, and then the next game I'm benched, I'm gonna be fucking pissed. I'm just not gonna be happy.
Not necessarily. That's not.
No, it absolutely is. Especially if the guys ahead of me didn't do dick all for the last 3 games.
I know what you're saying. I
agree with you, Alex. I think there's ways to rotate without changing all three. You see Havertz is tired this game. Okay, let's just play Lukaku with Mount and Timo. Okay, now Timo's tired this game. Let's play Havertz with Pulisic and Mount. Okay, Mount's tired. How about Ziyech with Havertz and Werner? Rotate them per game, and you don't have to do a full scale change. And try to find
one here and there.
Yeah, you don't need to find a flat front three that are going to work every game, because that's just not realistic. Guys aren't going to be firing every single game. It just doesn't make sense. But I would be upset if I came on and did something good for the team and then didn't see the field until the 85th minute of the following game or something. I think they have a right
against United.
19 minutes he played, I think.
Oh, Fez, I didn't even think he played that game. But yes, it's limited game time with barely any opportunity to do anything in there. Fair enough, he even did it with less game time against West Ham. But we keep saying if you bring players on too late, don't get pissy if they don't do anything. there's barely any time to even get into the game. And one thing with substitutions as well,
Look,
the
Lewis,
toughest thing to be a substitute is you have to come in, you have to gauge the flow of the game, and you have to get into it. That takes time too.
Yeah. Look,
So if you do that with 10 minutes left, there's even less time.
People
Go
were
on, mate.
blaming Lukaku for the game against
100%,
Everton.
Nick.
Yeah, and he didn't even play. Not a minute. But
Yeah.
the loss was because of Lukaku.
Did you
Saturday.
see his face on the bench, Nick?
Yeah, I saw the face doesn't lose you
Yeah,
the game.
well, that's a negative. That was giving out negative vibes.
Declare, is he supposed to be
Oh, you
smiling?
didn't know the camera was on him.
Yeah.
Oh,
supposed to be
you're
happy?
Really?
No, I want him, Josh. I want him hungry. I want him just there, just
He's going to
drooling,
go
just ready to come on.
There's hungry and then there's starvation. This guy is starved of minutes.
He looked comfortable on that bench for me.
I want to see, if Lukaku goes, just bring Lewandowski in with this.
Hey, take it easy.
I got to challenge
I'm happy with
somebody
Chris
in the
Wood and
chat
you're
for a
Lewandowski.
second.
Oh,
No, that's nothing. Tari made the statement saying CFC time, worst Chelsea managers under Roman Abramovich would be AVB, Lampard, or Solari.
AVB.
Yeah.
AVB.
I will AVB and Lampard. Those
It's
are
AVB or
worst.
Lampard. It's one of the two.
Yeah,
To me, it's
No,
AVB.
Lampard got us top 4 at the very least. Like AVB
didn't.
tried to change the entire.
He
He
did.
might
The
have
other
got,
teams
he didn't
did.
really get us top
No,
4. He got
that's
us 5th, and then Tottenham or whoever helped.
And Tottenham
But
got
also-
us 4th.
Is that ever?
Also, I'm looking at. I'm just
Yeah.
looking at what he did to the squads, bro. Like, there's so
No.
many things that he's
The
butchered with
first
this
season,
squad.
you're on about,
Yeah, the first
when we-
season
AVB had a
when
way
we
better
beat-
team
when we
too.
beat Wolves 2-0.
If it was anything, it was lockdown that saved us because we were in a
Yeah,
horrific state before we went into lockdown. We had about 9-10 injuries. Manchester United were in brilliant form and they were going to catch up on us. But then Project Restart came in and we had a
Leicester
4-month
was
break.
closer to us than United. And
I know the Leicester collapse plays its part into it as well, but I mean, Leicester always collapse, so it is what it is in that regard. You can't say too much about it. But
Yeah,
Lampard
AVB
did
was
his job
bad.
for us. AVB tried to get rid of our most influential players while they were still in the squad influencing the dressing room. He tried
Which
an
ones?
entire different style of play
Which
and he
ones?
tried to bench our entire team.
Which ones?
Like the likes of John Terry, the likes of Lampard, Ashley Cole. I think Drogba still had some game time, to be fair. Petr Cech did still have some game time as well, for the most part. We were
Going down
trying
that
to
rabbit
change the
hole
entire
again.
old guard
Yeah.
within the space of a year.
Just head first down the rabbit hole.
Literally.
Look, Pulisic and his father, it's a complicated relationship, just like Christensen and his father. That's it. There's nothing to say. Pulisic is gone.
Well, what's happening in 6 months?
World Cup?
Yeah, World Cup.
Yeah.
He's going to that regardless.
Yeah, he's going to
Yeah,
that
yeah,
regardless.
But
He's
he's
playing
gonna
from the
want
bench,
to have majority starts.
He's going to have it just. He's going to be the poster
It's
boy.
different to a player like. It's different from a player like in the USMNT, like Matthew Hoppe, for example, where he needs to play to be involved. Pulisic will be involved regardless.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't say he wouldn't. I'm saying he wants to be in his best form when he gets there. And you only get that by playtime.
Well, I think there's going to be more pressure on him just because something that Todd Bowley that said where one of the biggest reasons he wanted to buy a football club was that time frame window in the States that nothing is playing. I think it was your lunchtime or your early morning, where there's no other sports playing at the same time. And that was one of his biggest motivations for buying an EPL team. And he wanted that. And so you got America's best player. I don't know if there's anyone that comes close or closer, but everyone wants to see, the best American and Todd Bowley and that time frame, and he's going to really market that spot. So I think there's a lot. Maybe I don't know if it goes down. I don't know if he puts pressure on Tuchel to play him as well next season, if there's something like that. But there's definitely that line outside of football that he really wants to capitalize on.
Well, let me set the stage for you. You have bar any major things. I know they're reporting crap right now, but it's just that crap. So don't believe. Yesterday it was the government was going to make the new owner pay back the Roman's loan to the club. Now it's Roman wants the loan. Just quit listening to the news. They don't know their ass from a hole in the ground most of the time.
So, just say you just in the comment too. You're doing it, Alex.
No. I'm just letting
It
people
was
know.
it was earlier when I interrupted Jester. It was conversation between that, like I said, between that and the different. Those
So-
two
I thought
different
Jester was
people.
doing the same thing. I was just listening. Jester,
So
I go, well, I didn't say nothing.
Let
That.
me
Yeah.
let me set the stage.
Yeah,
I
there
haven't
is a
heard the news
rumor.
you talk about, Jester. That's why I'm lost.
Oh,
Can you-
no,
Yeah.
no, no.
There is a rumor that Abramovich wants the 1.5 billion debt back.
From the sale.
Yeah.
Oh,
that's
sorry,
it.
the one that he promised to charity.
Yes.
Okay.
That's just
So-
a rule. I don't think that's true. Anyway, look,
Well, I thought
I
the
don't know
government was
the
going to take it
source of
anyway. So
I'm trying to put a
Wait a
point
minute,
out there
yeah.
about
Yeah,
the topic we're
I
actually
thought
supposed to be
Jester
talking
said
about.
something.
That's all right.
Yeah. Go ahead, Jester. Was trying
What
to
do you
explain
know?
that thing.
Let's just say that
Who do you
Bowley.
think Bowley's going to have as a new sponsor from America?
That's what I'm trying to.
well, we'll get to that,
there.
Nick.
Come on,
Jester
let
trying to
Jester
get
talk,
there.
man.
All right, let Justin finish.
Trying to get there.
I mean, I feel sorry for all the free shirts, worn by.
I won 3, bro. But Justice, go on. What were you gonna
So-
say? What were you gonna finish?
Bowley, when Bowley becomes a new owner, he's going to want to bring in an American sponsor that's more lucrative than the 3 sponsorship. It's already been reported. So with that, because it's an American sponsor, they're going to want the biggest high-profile American player in the world to wear that kit to rep the sponsorship. It's just part of the business that's now in sport, whether you like it or not. It is what it is. You can't have one without the other anymore. So then you get to Christian Pulisic's part in this. He goes, well, that's fine. You might want me to stay on the team to rep this shirt, but I want play time. If you don't give me my play time, I want out. So then it comes, you bring Tuchel in and they go, well, Tuchel, you're going to have to play him or he leaves. And the amount of money he's going to be bringing in for the club, you might be out before he is. So you can see it's setting up a 3-way battle between the new ownership, the coach, and a player that it's going to be resolved one way or another. Either Christian Pulisic will leave, the sponsorship won't be worth as much as it would have been, or Thomas Tuchel leaves and you get a new manager, or he gets a contract extension with guaranteed play time in it.
Let's start saying a goodbye
Those
to
are the
Pulisic.
those are
then.
the three. Those are the three.
Well, here's the thing, because to me, Bowley's first moves are going to be looked at under a microscope, and Tuchel leaving is going to be one of the worst starts he could ever have. There's no way that will happen. I think
because he knows how popular Tuchel is right now at Chelsea.
Well, everybody's been killing him. If you go, you have some nonce on YouTube. What's his name?
Rory.
I know exactly.
That guy. Yeah, that guy.
Yeah, I knew it.
Talking about him now. It's not like because we're so ingrained in the manager's not working out, let's fire him. Because what we're doing for the last 10 years, it's not a big deal. It's big a deal as you think, because we're used to it, right? Roman, we are. They're saying that if Roman was still here, he would be on the hot seat right now. So what's the big difference? All I'm saying, I'm not saying it's going to happen.
Most of us hated this
That doesn't make it true. That doesn't make it true. And I've already said so many times with Abramovich, I think he's a lot more lenient in terms of managerial sackings as he was when we were still chasing our first Champions League. Exactly. So I don't think even if Abramovich is in charge, his job would be in jeopardy. I think
Abramovich really respects Tuchel too.
100%.
I'm not saying that this will come down to it, but it is an interesting little soap opera for the summer because they're gonna want an American owner is gonna want to keep the most marketable player on the team.
Somebody bigger than 3.
Yeah, and you're talking about
we got Snickers sponsored on us.
Yeah,
Snickers.
Yeah, Snickers.
Hey, where's Christian from? Hershey, PA.
Yeah,
how about Hershey chocolate right across the front of that.
Hershey Kisses.
So whoever it is, again, your most marketable player on the team is Christian Pulisic.
Yeah, but just so that line of marketing, and I do agree with what you're saying, but to be honest, aren't we kind of doomed if that concept?
Chelsea
if that
Club
continues?
does not run marketing of individuals.
They don't, but Bowley might. And I hate
No.
I hate it if not just for Pulisic, because then it's going to be the next player, and then we're just going to, you know what, which team is full of marketable players and how they
PSG.
transfers is PSG and Man United. Man United is a big one, and you can see
Man United
how
don't have any marketable players on that team except for Ronaldo.
they buy them with
Ronaldo's a
marketing in
huge
mind.
one, though, huge.
That actually proven to you that American owners not necessary, but that's a false narrative about the marketing of players. It's the name rights behind the players what is important. It depends what clubs does as a man rights, because Pulisic has his own rights. Salah's fight with Liverpool right this minute is going about his personal rights. He wants everything in the Middle East to take every money that makes out of Middle East towards him. Liverpool does not allow him. When they buy a player, they take his name rights to the club. So it's not about the player, it's about the club marketing at Chelsea. So I don't agree with Pulisic and that story one iota.
Well, you can disagree with it all you want to. I can tell you what's going to happen.
Okay,
that's just the way it is. You don't.
Okay.
What other player is marketable on this team that you can go out and sell to a whole bunch of people?
Jorginho. Oh yeah, and
no, he's not.
Look,
he doesn't have the name recognition.
Mount, Reece James,
Mount.
Reece James is
Mount and Reece James are not popular outside of England.
That's
why does Real Madrid want him then?
Hold on. I think you're misunderstanding what we're talking about. You're talking about individual as a name. I'm talking about individual as a talent.
Mount, Ziyech potentially. Not really.
None of them are.
You are looking so like American, like American.
Well, gee, I am an American.
No.
That's where in all honesty, that's where the money's at right now for these clubs is the U.S. dollar.
To be fair, Thiago Silva, I think
no. That's not what I'm saying. Like NFL, you're looking for like NFL like basketball. It's the name. It's the name in your team. What's marketable, not in the football.
That's not true. That's not true. That is not true.
Oh, it's true.
Okay, then you tell me why in the literature that Chelsea Football Club put out to prospective owners, the only player mentioned was Christian Pulisic.
Can I tell you why you're wrong? Because Real Madrid.
I just asked a question, and you're going to talk about Real Madrid.
But you saying about one individual, I'm telling you the clubs, the biggest clubs in the world, and why it's not the player ratings.
That's Real Madrid. We're not Real Madrid.
That's the exact issue they're having right now with Kylian Mbappe. Mbappe wants 100% of his imaging rights, and Real Madrid want his rights. That's the big holdup right now, and that he's going to be at Madrid. But that's the big holdup that they're working on right now is his imaging rights. But that, to Jester's point, like that's because the player wants his imaging rights because the player is that popular that he'll sell 1 million kits, and Real Madrid want a taste of that. So it's a similar scenario in the fact that like I don't know if Pulisic is really fighting that hard for his personal imaging rights, but like the club know how important his imaging rights are to the club.
It's because of like you said, gestures. Go on, Alex. Go on.
Is that because of Mbappe's looks, or is that because of Mbappe's talent?
Probably a bit of both. I'm sure he's a very popular player in world football. Like he's very popular, extremely talented.
He's looked at as the next best player in the world.
Right.
Might be at that level already.
Yeah, look, I understand what Jester's saying, but I don't think in the club level it's that. You know why, Jester? Because this is such an American thing, because every time I talk to my friend, and I ask friends, who are you a fan of? He's like, I'm a fan of the good football. European football. When I'm asking him, who's your team in the basketball? LeBron James. He's following the players to the club. So when the team buys a person, there's a switch of the fans goes towards the team. And football doesn't exist. That's why the club is actual brand. That's why they want the image and stuff. That's why I don't think Pulisic is that big of a deal like people like you think it is. He's not going to be
again. Why was he included in the information given out by Chelsea Football Club to prospective owners of the club? Why was he the only player that was mentioned?
It's because
like
I was
the most important player in the team. Just as the way you
it's
live
what
it.
you told me about American culture, where it's like they follow the player more than they do the football club, which is why, as like one of America's best players, I understand that with Christian Pulisic. I do think Thiago Silva is up there as well, because I do think the same culture applies to Brazil too. So I think them two might be up at that level. Other than that, I don't really think any other Chelsea players there. Maybe N'Golo, maybe, but other than that, I don't really think there's any other Chelsea player with that level of marketability in the squad.
I think Jester is right on a certain level. Maybe the marketable thing for the American owners to present him an American system, like to American, like to how you said, to big up American market. I can see that, but it will. I don't think it will be like. I know.
Jorginho with Italy, I see that, but it's a smaller market in my opinion. I don't think so.
I think there's a bigger market for Kante. There's usually
no.
Slightly bigger than Italy, but like I still don't think it goes to the level of Thiago Silva or Christian Pulisic. Hell, Silva also has like things like that fucking Dave track about it.
You can actually name players by like on one hand there is actually the status of those players, like Jester saying, and it is Mbappe, it is Neymar, it is Messi, it is Ronaldo. But that's 4 players in the decade. How you can sustain such a thing as a club, marketable thing as a club, just based on one individual? You can't. The Chelsea thing is winning trophies. That's what marketable as a team, not the Pulisic, not even John Terry. John Terry is not like. Okay, I'm cooking you. But
John, you're talking about John Terry? Really, John Terry as a marketable player. Who even knows John Terry outside of England or somebody who's followed Chelsea football?
In Europe,
nobody.
In Europe, he's known. In Europe, he's known.
Outside I think
just that you got to remember.
Reputation, though.
Just me.
Hey, you guys got to remember that it's a world sport, yeah. Like a lot of fans
exactly. Outside
come
of
from
US,
different
nobody
continents.
knows who Pulisic is.
Hey, do you remember what happened to Zuma? He got the most support from people from Africa, right?
Yeah.
A lot of different continents will support. Yeah, for kicking cat. Kante will get a lot of support from more than just France. It's a European game. You can be a lot of people are fans of players from different countries as well. Yes, the America is probably maybe a more untapped market, and just so you're right in saying, but you can't exclude. You can't look at the market is small over there. Like Salah is he's the biggest player in the Middle East, not just one country. You're talking about
he doesn't
almost
more kids
religion.
Than Pulisic, so.
But that's not because of he couldn't.
Salah's bigger than Pulisic in numbers.
Yes, that's another thing. In the United States, it's not about the amount of shirt; it's how much you spend. In the United States, the people that buy can afford the jerseys. In the Middle East, after United States had a trip over there, they can afford shit, so they buy in fake jerseys, which is not on the market. You can't predict how many shirts they can buy when it's fake shirts. You know what I'm saying? Americans buy real proper product. They pay $100 per shirt, but in the Middle East, whereas the third world countries, they cannot afford that. So of course it's going to be shown that Pulisic is more. Salah is bigger.
It's not just shirts, Alex. It's numbers that tune in. Do you know what I mean? Just the eyes on the thing. No. Because even with Pulisic, right?
That's a fair.
There's only a number of shirts you can sell. Right?
No,
that well dries up.
That's true. No. Hold on a second. Pulisic sometimes even outsell Messi as a short seller. That's a fact. And I agree with that on just
really.
Yeah, but is that consistent every year?
Yes, it was 2 or 3 years in a row. It's not a joke. It is a fact. He was outselling Messi as a short seller. The difference is it doesn't matter because it's no image rights to the jerseys. That's the problem.
Yeah, it gets cut out.
It gets cut out. It doesn't matter how they do it.
I wasn't referring to just how much your shirt's going to sell. It's just the club's marketable. And just the quote that Tom Bolly said, that was one of his interests, and he's going to use whatever image player he has, and he's going to do the same with anyone else.
For example, if
while you read that comment, so what I was getting at, if we go down such a road where
look, if you took
to force players to play,
that's not what I was saying. That look, I'm not saying the Middle East is the third world country. I'm saying in the third world countries they cannot afford to buy a real, not everybody, majority. If that's what you want to say, what you think. Yeah, I said majority of the people cannot afford to buy a proper shirts, which goes in account as a sell shirt over.
Is that like over end of conversation?
Again, I don't think you all are understanding the business aspect behind world football at this point. So I'm not going to sit here and give you a business lecture.
No, you're right. We were having disagreement whether if Tuchel gets the pressure, and you gave the line of even Tuchel's job's being at risk if he doesn't play Pulisic, because I mean then we might as well just buy players that are marketable and they have player power run rampant because they're bigger than the manager because he's not as marketable as the players. And then what you're going to have a case is, to me, what seems to be like Man United or some other teams, and we're going down a bad road that I hate. We'll never catch up to City and Liverpool that way because that's not how they structure their team.
I didn't say it was going to happen. I said it was a possibility.
Yeah. So we're talking about the possibility. Nothing's happened. We're all talking about something that hasn't happened. So it is a possibility, and we're talking about a scenario. I would hate for that possibility to happen. Even though it sounds right with you, Pulisic, it will keep happening with different players, and then before you know it, we'll be in the gutter.
Adi Cal, DM me, bro. And I'll send you over the link. We're going to be live till about 4:30 anyway.
Pulisic, it is big thing, especially if we already know that Americans own it and they put the Pulisic name into it. It is a big factor. It is a big factor, no matter what. It doesn't matter. Look, shirt sell really does not do nothing for any club, any club. What does do, it's the rights, TV rights. And again, I'm not gonna say Middle East third world country, but I will say third world countries do not pay TV rights same amount as United States. United States pays the biggest amount for English Premier League rights in the world. So if Pulisic will increase them that revenue, I can see them using it.
That's why La Liga clubs want him.
Yes, I can see that because La Liga is shit. Look, if I just like, I think I think Jester's right, but I don't think he's right completely. But I see what he's saying.
So let's play a game. Name the player. Name the player that has a goal contribution every 194 minutes. Anybody want to name that player?
Say that again.
Name the player that has a goal contribution every 194 minutes.
I'm guessing it's Pulisic.
No, it's
I don't know. I just thought I went with the guy that you probably knew the most facts about. Goal every 190 minutes. That would be Werner.
That is incorrect.
Werner's probably close to that, though.
Nope.
Wait, it's an attacking player, yeah?
Yep.
Wait, just goal.
We have Mount, Reece James. You got Jeremy.
These are just the attacking players, no midfielders.
Okay. Del Horno. Joe.
Joe has like 4 goals in the Premier League history.
No, this is in all competitions.
194 minutes, not 194 games.
This is in all competitions.
You ain't right for that, man.
So,
I don't want to take Havertz, but it doesn't feel like it.
It's Mason Mount.
It's Mason Mount.
He scored a few this season. He scored like 10 in the Premier League goals. Wait.
It doesn't matter. In all competitions, he only gives you a goal contribution every 194 minutes.
Yeah.
All right. Guess the player that gets you a goal contribution every 135 minutes.
They have one for his assistants as well.
This is goals and assists, goal contribution.
Wait, this season?
Timo
in their Chelsea career.
Timo
in their Chelsea career.
And half the minutes.
Pulisic?
No.
Havertz?
In his career, I'm sure Pokudoku's seen him score plenty of goals when he was still in the academy.
Almost.
Who?
Just Timo Werner.
Mason Mount.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mason Mount scored loads of goals in the academy.
Yeah, way more than every 190. What was it? 93 minutes.
194 minutes.
Lewis, I have
94
idea
minutes.
for the streams.
So Pulisic
later after.
Pulisic gets you a goal
We're
contribution
in the private chat
every
because I'm going to have to
158.
leave quickly after this.
Havertz gives you a goal contribution every 157 minutes.
What's your
Ziyech
point?
gives you a goal contribution every 180 minutes.
Hey, what's
And
Lukaku's
Callum
one? I'm
gives you
interested.
A goal contribution every 169 minutes.
Have you got Lukaku and Kai's?
Kai is 157. I didn't do Lukaku because it's just this one half season.
Okay.
Oh man, I'm just. It's the only one I was interested in.
So I'm guessing. So
I
I'm
can
guessing
get it. I can get it for you real quick.
Three is Kai.
Oh, that would be great if you can.
Lewis.
Wait, is it there or you have to work it out just though? If you have to run through hoops,
no, I got it.
Time, yeah.
Trivia game. That's a good one for postseason, you know. Yeah, I'll keep
that's
that
what
in
I'm
mind.
saying. Panelist versus chat. People
Yeah, let's do that. Let's do that. Of course, you'd want an idea for something against the chat. Love that.
Of course.
Hey, the chat are pretty smart. That's gonna be a hard one.
Oh, we're gonna have they have a Google.
Yeah.
It's gonna be
Well, you have Google too, don't you?
Yeah, I have a fat fingers. I push two buttons at once, and I had a rough. I actually grew up in the third world country, so my toys were rocks and wood.
Lukaku is scoring giving you a goal contribution every 189 minutes.
Oh, so still pretty.
What?
Yeah.
I didn't think it was
Worse
that
than
high.
Ziyech.
Felipe Barbosa says
Callum.
Pulisic is not it. He'll never be able to have the type of career to make him a Chelsea legend. If he stays at Chelsea, I only see him as a rotation player. Loki, I think Tuchel kind of sees him like that too. I know that came out like last year where he said he really sees him as a super sub.
Well, for fuck's sake, man! Not everybody who wears a Chelsea kit is a Chelsea legend. Like,
yeah,
I mean, you can't just give everyone the term legend, even if they're a good player for the club. There are plenty of guys who have been good players to the club who aren't legends.
He's a good.
I think.
Go ahead, Pokudoku. You think so? Let's not.
Yeah, you go.
Gentlemen, I got to run. I got air conditioning.
Jester, sorry for
move
the
around,
cooking.
so.
I don't think we cooked, but anyway.
Nobody cooks me. they can think they can. So, y'all have a good one.
Man. Good to see you. Yeah, I just don't think. Well, Jester just left it, so it's easier to say it actually. With the problem, but I don't think Pulisic will reach the potential that people think he is.
I think he will.
I don't think he's that player. He doesn't. For me, I don't think he's guy.
For
you
me,
know, like
for me,
wants to
people
reach
like
that.
For me, with people like Pulisic and pretty much all our attackers, they all have talent, but I don't think this is the system to express their talents in.
I don't think it's a system problem. I think it's a character problem. If you're good at something, doesn't mean that you cannot force yourself into it. It has to be a specific mental. If you reach that kind of level of the game, is there a certain way you can reach by potential and by your talent? But at the end of a game, this is why I see Mount can reach high because of his grinder. Thank God Johnny is not here because I'm gonna feel him breathing beside me for propping his boy. But I see Mount as the guy that actually have the mental capacity of reaching those heights. There is a mental game.
Because he works hard.
Yeah, sure. That's not what I'm
saying.
Work
rate, passion.
Yeah, exactly.
That don't give up. That don't give up mentality.
But that's everyone from Kobe, by the way.
Oh, for fuck's sake!
Big up, Raddy Cal in the comments. What are you saying, bro? You all good?
Yes, that thing don't give up mentality. That don't give up mentality. I think Mount has it. I don't think Pulisic has it. That's it.
Yeah. That don't break. You know how when the games, when games go men versus boys, and you can see, when the commentator use that phrase, you can see when you versus a younger team and how they can switch off or they just break. You put them off their game so easy.
Yeah, the mentality you're talking
Kai
about.
Havertz, to be fair, Kai Havertz is the same thing.
No, he's not.
Yeah.
I can see it. Yes, I can see it.
The main idea with young players is that it's known that the younger a player is, the more inconsistent he is. So the older he gets, the higher chances he'll be consistent at some point. So basically, the players that are flopped now, the ones that are inconsistent and that we should sell at least, are the older ones.
Mhm.
When players like Mount, Pulisic, and Havertz are inconsistent, that's like with time. But like, let's be honest, Messi was consistent when he was their age. Maybe, I don't know.
That's Messi.
Like,
I know, but like that's why I say you don't throw around the generational word so much. To me, the only generational player we have in our squad at a young age is probably Reece. Other than that, no one
Reece
else.
is not generational.
How you can throw word generation? What generation means?
Generational,
once in a generation,
talent, I guess.
What?
Like
No,
overperforming
Doku.
for your age bracket.
No,
Because you expect
Right.
inconsistencies as a younger age, but they're very consistent in their age.
generational talent means once in a generation. Like, there's not many players like that particular player.
Yeah, to be honest, like even Reece is a little bit of a push, but he's the most consistent young player that we have.
That's not a little
But
bit.
the thing
It's a substantial push. Pokodoko, shut you.
Yeah, but like people
Let me finish.
call
That's
me
my point.
generational,
I
and
know,
I'm
but
thinking
you
like,
didn't finish. You kind of like flipping without listening.
Yeah, but can I finish my point?
Generation is the between
and Christensen,
you were
yeah, fair
born
enough.
and you died. That's a generation. So how you can put the person into generational aspect?
So
if
so
you didn't even
in this
live through
period, Alex,
for me, the only
and
player
then
that you could even try and push into that debate, if you were trying to, is Reece. I don't think anyone else comes close.
I don't think
So
That's
anybody
the way I
can.
Alex,
see it.
Alex,
But like,
the
if
real
he's getting
meaning
none,
is
I kind of agree with you on that point too, because I'd only
Hey, the-
put like the likes of
How you can say
Haaland and Mbappe,
exactly generation is
fucking
25
Trent,
years. It's
around
the
those
person,
names.
It's a person like skip the
It's a
generation.
talking
You know what
point,
it means?
Alex.
I disagree. I'm gonna tell you why.
Life.
Because
So how you can put the name, somebody's name, in generational sentence when he existed on the scale for 2 years?
No, Alex. When in time, when you talk about now, so 2002, they're going to talk about the best players at this time for this generation. So it's a talking point, and I agree that it shouldn't be
That's
thrown
a false
easily.
narrative because generation overlap each other. For example, Trent and Reece are not the same age. For example, if the one is 2 years older, but we play for together for 5 seasons, Trent played 2 seasons earlier. Reece played 2 seasons
How
later.
overrated is Trent, by the way?
No, but you judge them by their career, Alex. You judge them. So even if they overlap,
Exactly.
Yeah, he is up there,
Exactly.
to be
That's
honest.
how you're supposed
He's not.
to do it.
Trent's
You're
not up
supposed to
there.
say, look
He
at it
is up
at
No,
the
he's
end
not.
of their career.
exactly.
Take the-
So
Take the
so it's a
agenda
new thing now
aside,
that
man.
people are
Being
throwing.
objective.
Reece James is above
Yeah.
Trent.
No,
Reece James
not
is
yet.
definitely above
Yes, he
Trent.
is.
Like,
Yes,
For
he
me,
Trent
is.
James
reminds
is
me
not
of
above
Austria
Trent yet.
Chelsea.
Yes, he is.
Not yet. In defensive mode, in the
But it
back
will
four,
be.
no. As a wing back, I'll take Trent. As a four in the back, I'll take Reece. That's how I see it.
No, I think
If
the only
take
thing.
Trent will probably lose the Champions League because people will exploit the fact he's way ahead and he never tracks back.
The only thing.
Really? How did we lost the first game against Real Madrid?
Because
only
we
thing-
had Alonso.
Oh, what side of the field
take
did
care,
we
Josh.
concede the goals?
Yeah, big up, guys.
Big up, Josh.
See, Josh. Radio
Yeah.
scale.
I mean,
what side? Hold on. Let me cook that
I've
radio
been trying to
scale.
speak for like 5 minutes. man.
What side did we concede the goals from? Alonso's or Reece James?
Reece James,
Here we
but
go.
back then the center backs weren't in position.
Oh, so it's center back's fault that Vucinic ran on the side and crossed it in the back.
Well,
And
everyone's accountable, but like the higher up the line you are, the less accountable you are. So like you can't blame maybe Havertz or whoever was attacking for not tracking back. You can blame the wing backs half and half, but you have to blame the center backs.
I am blaming because there was a one pass separation between the two. You can't just let. This is what we cook in Trent for spots in the back. This is how it.
I don't know about the legitimacy of this, but I've just seen Pies put a tweet out saying Abramovich now wants his 1.5 billion loan repaid, which could cause major hurdles in the sale.
Did you see the link? It's what Jester saying. It's fake news or something.
Oh, it's fake. Okay, cool. Forget it. Thank God.
Everyone was
All right.
Yeah,
Back
what
to
I was
everyone
trying to say
saying.
is-
Sorry, my bad.
It's not fake.
Well, we don't know yet. We don't know if
Wait,
it's
sorry.
fake
Using
or
the fuck out of me.
It's a speculation on that he wants it back, and everyone's reporting it. The media that are reporting it, I saw it in the Times here too. And there's other media, there's other
Jim
credible
Ratcliffe is
sources.
attempting to hijack the sale and is making the point that selling to Clear Lake would leave the club in the hands of private equity. I don't really know too much on the Clear Lake and whatever the situation would be afterwards. I'll look deeper into that for tomorrow's stream. But if Roman wants his 1.5 billion back, well, shit, we're fucked. Yeah.
I'm looking.
Why
at
does
it
that
and I
change
cannot
anything?
see- I don't see.
Why does that
times-
change anything?
Oh
though?
yeah, I see it now.
Mm-hmm.
I still don't get it. That 1.6 was going to a charity held up by the British government. It was gonna be held up somewhere. So how's that a hurdle?
The
No,
idea
because
was
now
that
it's the case. I think Roman wants it paid back towards him, and does that mean it'd be
initially
out of the
he didn't
club?
want it.
I don't know. Like, I'm only just reading this now. I still need to find
Well,
out.
I thought, Lewis, the UK government will hold all these assets, including that sale
No,
1.6.
there was never that.
Roman never wanted any money back. So the idea
Yeah, well,
was
they're
that
saying that
basically
right
they
now.
Yeah, I know, but
wanted
even if he didn't
where
make
the
that
money
statement about giving it to charity or giving it to the war victims, it was still going to be held up by the UK government, right?
No.
And frozen.
No, it was frozen.
Yeah, like all
but
his
it
assets.
It was frozen, but it was not called by UK government. There was never.
Chelsea was frozen, but the idea was
It was
the
gonna be
funds
frozen
were
by
gonna
then.
go to a charity that the government was gonna oversee. But like
Yeah,
basically, if Roman wants the money back himself, that's different. Like
Yeah, he also wants all his assets that are frozen back as well.
Look, in
That he'll
UK,
get it over. He might get it over time,
Declare,
but
you
it was going to be
forget-
held up.
No, Declare, you forget one major part. Abramovich is only sanctioned in Europe, not in US. So if the money in
so if
US
the money
bank,
goes through to a US company,
Exactly.
okay, so he wants it from them. Okay.
so
Okay.
that's how it is. If the
probably
money will be
discovered at
transferred
some
to
point
United
that-
States, if American owners are gonna get it, I see it. But I don't think it's actually. I don't think it's true, though. I still don't think it's true because I still don't think it's true.
I thought America put sanctions on him as
It's
well.
not true. It's
No,
not true.
Americans did not put sanctions
No.
on him. By the way,
Roman
what's his
isn't
name?
the type of person who's gonna like do an official announcement
Yeah,
on the
yeah, yeah.
CFC website and then change his mind for lols.
Exactly.
That's not
So
gonna be-
if that was always the plan, wouldn't that be pretty secretive? And how's it coming out right at the end? And how's it so public?
Nothing's ever a secret in this world.
I think a lot of people
well, you
they've
can argue
turned this ownership
probably
into a
thinking
soap
it's-
opera.
There's a
That's what
secret
they've
we
done.
don't know about it, so God knows.
Oh, no, I'm going to go with fake because
Troy D's comment says so. UK government needs to US government sanction him. Here's the funny part: UK government does tell United States what to do. It's other way around. US tells UK government
what to do.
Yeah.
Well, to be honest, our government's fucking clueless,
By the way,
so I wouldn't be too
even I
surprised
don't think
by that.
not even all the Europe is actually sanctioned Abramovich because you forget UK had Brexit, so you're not in European Union. I think it's only a couple of countries that actually sanctioned. I know Turkey did not sanction him either.
Yeah, Turkey didn't.
I don't think Spain did because there was
I don't
rumors
think
of him
Spain
looking
did
to buy
either.
Spanish
Yeah,
clubs.
there's only there's not a lot of countries that sanctioned him.
Yeah, it's a bit weird. I don't know. We'll do a bit more research
Yeah.
into that for tomorrow's stream because, like, there's a lot to go into, and
Can I
I'm
talk-
just
can I talk
waffling
now?
on this. I don't know a lot. Go on, Pokey.
Yes,
Go on.
hurry up. What's his name is not here. I'll call Fata real quick.
No, I texted him before I came on. He said I'm cool. So yeah, as I was saying,
that's exactly what he'll tell you before he donates £100.
yeah. So as I was saying,
Better hurry up, Okadoko.
Well, relax,
Xavi
relax.
is right.
No, you're about to get kicked off.
Relax, man. I've been here for like 20 minutes.
You should never be relaxed.
I've been here for like 20 minutes. What do you mean?
Yeah, you're
That's
good, man.
You're
Good,
past the
good.
5-minute threshold.
Fatter's out with his family, bro. You're chill for today, man. You're
Oh,
good.
family is visiting him.
Yeah.
So what are we talking about?
Oh well, we were.
What the hell's going on?
I'm gonna just message Factor at this point.
Yeah.
No,
Right,
you can't because Fata right now, his dad and his mom going into bank account, and look, what the who
Like,
the
where
hell
the
is Lewis?
fuck's all this money going
Who-
from?
who is
YouTube.
Who's carefree Liz? G?
What?
Is that your teacher? Is that your girlfriend?
Oh, what are we doing here? Oh, fucking hell.
It's true.
Right, we can go into Lukaku news to end the stream.
Nah, please
There's
not,
been
man.
various reports
Yeah.
saying Lukaku's unhappy with his lack of game time under Tuchel at Chelsea and is exploring other options. His preference would be to remain at Chelsea and make his second spell at the club more successful than his first, but the forward wants support from the coaching staff to allow him to flourish. Don't really know what he means by support from the coaching staff, but like with Pulisic, I do understand the frustration over the lack of game time. I don't know if it's more Tuchel trying to force him to leave, though, or if it's just a case of he just doesn't trust him anymore, because he did try to play him into form. He tried different formations. I don't really know what to make of the whole situation, but I do think we should try and make it work.
Nah, not me. Not me.
There's
For me, if Lukaku,
it's time to go.
For me,
That's what
Lukaku, like,
it's obvious that the news you just read is Lukaku's perspective. There's Tuchel's perspective, Lukaku's perspective, and the board's perspective.
Yeah.
Lukaku's perspective is just like you said, like he would prefer staying, but he wants more support. The board's perspective is that he needs to be sold. Apparently, they wanted to sell him to Bayern Munich for like 63 million pounds.
Yeah, I heard
Bayern
63.
Munich saying that's super expensive.
That's a massive loss.
Yeah, still
Even
they're
for
trying to sell him
63,
for
that's a
the
bargain.
loss.
We're gonna sell him. If we sell him, it will be for a loss. Full stop.
Hey, what about just even trade with what's his face?
Sell him to like China.
Yeah, we'll get
Why
our money
China?
back.
Why? What did he do to China?
We'll get our money back.
What?
Read the
China
book,
can't
man. Read the book.
Yeah.
China hasn't
Sometimes.
bought like an expensive player in ages.
I
Man.
said read a
China,
book.
they shut the market. They cannot overpay anymore. Read the
Yeah,
book,
there's
seriously,
like new
man.
rules
Wherever
there.
you-
They
New
can't
rules
overpay.
there,
Give him
man.
the rock.
Javi's
I would
saying
trade him
trade
for
with Kane.
Kane or Lewandowski.
I would
I
trade
mean, it's
Kane as
impossible, but like that would be
Now,
a dream.
what I would do,
The problem with the Lewandowski rumors is that like we can't negotiate, but Lewandowski's agent is very close to Chelsea in the first place. So like if there was any chance, it's possible.
I'll give Lukaku to Southampton and
I really
bring back
wouldn't swap
Broja.
Lukaku for
Know where
Lewandowski.
Lukaku will fit perfectly.
Give him to Southampton.
Inter
and
Milan?
bring back Broja. Broja is on loan at Southampton.
Yeah,
Inter
but
Milan,
they're trying to
Alex.
buy him back.
I
Hey,
No,
you know,
I
you know
don't
what?
think- I
You
don't
know where
think
I
they
see
want-
Lukaku going? AC Milan. That's where I see him
I
going.
think PSG.
No, he said he
Yeah,
ain't gonna
PSG.
do AC Milan.
AC Milan doesn't have the money to pay that much.
Yeah,
60
PSG.
And he
He's
don't
going
wanna
to
pay
AC
PSG.
Milan is
I
a
I
no-brainer.
bet
Hey,
you he's going.
Hey,
to
that will find the
PSG.
money. Yeah, I think
Yeah, he'll
PSG
pay
too.
like
I
70,
think with
80
Conte.
million.
Maybe if he doesn't leave this year, then he'll go to AC Milan the year after because then he'll be worth like 50 million pounds or 50.
Well, you never know. He might
He's
like.
kind of worth that now,
it,
isn't he?
it depends if we're gonna
No,
go
no, he's
like
not.
no. If the sale goes into the loan with annual fee, for example, if they pay us 20 million a season and it's it. Inter Milan any club can afford 20 million a season for Lukaku.
Yeah,
It's a
then they'll
loan
just
for-
owe him for one
loan-
season and give him back, and then he'll be like the new
Yeah.
Bakayoko or something.
Not AC Milan, but I think Inter Milan. I don't think we're interested in. Like I said, it's the problem is not the money. The problem is not the money. The problem is if Lukaku really wants. If Lukaku really wants, he will leave, based on that. If Chelsea will agree that we will not ask for all money at once, we will ask for injections every year, small injections. That every club can afford. If it's 20 million. We'll sell him for 60 or 70 at the end of the season. Everybody's happy. Lukaku is happy. Nobody remembers who he was.
Objectively speaking, Tuchel wants them gone. If you really think about it objectively, like if you had to choose which player Tuchel wanted to sell based on how much they're playing, it would be Lukaku, Ziyech, and Pulisic. And like definitely Saul, he doesn't want him back. But like, and maybe like Barkley. But like it's obvious.
What about Werner?
Pulisic and Lukaku
And
are
Saar.
gone. Werner's playing right now. He's playing him
Keep
a lot.
Werner.
He was informed for like 2 weeks, and now he's playing him every game.
Don't keep Werner.
Why are we keeping Werner?
Exactly. Why are we
we-
keeping
why-
Werner?
Tuchel
Why are
rates
we?
him.
Why are we always
doesn't.
coming back to the same issues?
Because Alex, I want all these attackers gone. I want attackers
don't.
that get.
I
The same
don't.
FIFA.
I want people that get a hard on that score goals. That's what I want. I want people that are so hungry that they can't live without scoring goals.
Okay.
We got players that don't want to put a ball in
He
net.
is always looking for a
Look,
goal.
I agree with
No,
you,
he's not.
but I
Yeah,
want
No,
to
he's
Something
not.
about England. He doesn't like it.
I want us to play differently.
Same.
That's
Four
all.
at the back.
Nah, I like
Guys,
that.
I don't care about the back.
But here's the thing: if we play differently, could we not try and get more out of Lukaku when he's in?
That's
and try
my
and get
point.
their confidence?
Maybe.
Because to
Tuchel
me,
wants
like, I
some
understand the
fun.
thing with the
don't think-
system. I understand the thing with the system
is
and
the poor
everything.
set
But
of choice.
I
Lukaku
know
is the
it's
poor.
self-inflicted. It's self-inflicted. I get, but my point, and I think no one can really debate this to me, is fact is you play a system that gets more out of Lukaku, you will get more output than you will get out of
No, it's
anybody
not
else.
just
Whether
Lewis-
you like it or
Lewis,
not.
Lewis,
You remember yesterday I said
In what
you play a
situation
system
Lukaku
that
can play
benefits
good?
the
In
attack,
what situation?
not the
What
defensive
formation?
midfield.
Not even a formation, just more like the tactics. Like for example, if we play a bit deeper,
Yeah.
if we play a bit deeper and with less of a higher line, there's more space further forward for him to work with. No.
Counter attack.
what you're suggesting, Lewis,
I
is
agree.
teams
And
that
then
Hold
another
on, hold
issue
on.
as well, and this is one that
Second
you've spoken
striker.
about
He
too.
plays better with second striker.
I know, but then there's also other issues as well, that little tweaks that we can work with. Like, I've seen this, you've seen this, when the midfield has the ball, Lukaku makes these really good runs, nobody notices.
But that's
If
a
we can
midfield.
progress the ball, I know, but like this is like the
The
change
same
of
hap-
tactics.
the
And
same
with
thing
having a
happens to Havertz and
personnel
Werner.
change anyway. So if we can try and accommodate Lukaku a little bit more, get him in more confidence, have him have a pre-season
But
as well,
isn't it
because he
the-
didn't have it.
Oh my
Like,
God!
I do-
You in the fucking preseason.
No, but like
It's
there's
just-
a
look-
fact that comes
It's
into
just
account.
like
as well.
it's just like
No, it's not. Even if
what's his name with Mount
Oh my God.
and his preseason. The
No,
guy
but
got
with,
listen,
but with
With-
Mount, it was a burnout case too, because he had the most minutes for us last
Look,
season. He played the Euros.
Isn't
as
it the
well.
same? Okay, if you just remove the name Lukaku and put Timo Werner, everything you just said with the midfield, with the deeper line,
And Havertz.
Timo Werner name.
Yes, and I agree with that too. But last season, he had about 30 big chances missed.
Exactly.
Yeah, but
Not
but
the
that's
same.
his
That's
first.
the difference.
But that's
But
his
let-
first
let
season
me-
in the Premier League,
hey,
and we did not play
let
deeper
let me
line.
let me get a word in here,
Sorry,
because
mate.
there's a reason why I wasn't a fan of Lukaku for a very long time, right? It's because Lukaku is a type of striker that thrives
His
in
first
tactics that are
touch.
more suited for lower teams. If you want to be one of the big
Exactly.
clubs, right?
Not
You
completely
don't
true.
have a striker that needs space and just brute. You need a striker that can make something out of nothing. The little touches that can
Exactly.
when he's
Exactly.
when teams are deep, when teams are deep, because you're the better team, right? You need a guy who can work in small spaces, tight.
Firmino.
Even there's a lot of the best strikers can make something in tight spaces. Lukaku wasn't that guy, right? He's never been that guy.
Exactly.
He thrives when he's a bullet train when he's got some space, right? The way Inter played, right? And Inter wasn't even meant to be the favorite that season too, and a lot of clubs underestimated him at the start. But the way Conte plays, he gives you that space. But Martinez did a lot for Lukaku
lot.
in Inter Milan,
Exactly.
a lot. And
I
He
would
was
have
the
so,
primary
preferred
friend.
Martinez
so even
instead
though
of
stats look great, Lukaku had a lot of system space. He had a player that helped him out, assistance. So it was more of an illusion, right,
Exactly.
of him coming into his team and just picking up where he left off from Inter.
But I will agree.
Can I have wait, Alex, let me have a
Okay,
word,
go ahead,
please.
go ahead,
And what's
go
the point of being here?
Yeah, sorry, my bad. I didn't know you
just
were in the
got it,
background. My
Yeah,
bad.
I've been here listening, but because no one, lets anyone come in. It's all right, don't worry. But I just want to talk about Lukaku.
About Lukaku.
Let him talk. Let him
Oh,
talk.
no,
Poku,
God,
let
man.
him
What's wrong
talk.
with you people? Yeah, Lukaku, even me, I wanted him from the start, but, it hasn't worked out. We have to count our losses. I think it's better if he goes right now in the summer transfer window. I don't know. I don't think Tuchel will fancy him. Yeah, I don't think he does. He will play him next year. So it's better if he goes. And I hope the owners, back Tuchel and go and get someone proven. Like I'll keep saying it, Lewandowski. He's only 50
Go on,
million.
Lewandowski.
50 million for Lewandowski. Wait.
He's
wait
like what,
a minute,
34,
Scott.
35?
Well, Scott,
He's
let's
not.
let
He's
him land. Let's let
33.
him land.
Let me finish, man. He's 33.
Let me go after him as well.
Why don't shut up, you? Yeah.
You shut up, man.
I like what. Is that
Yo,
double
shut
do?
up. He's older than you, man.
Yeah, is
Have
it
some
double
respect.
double W? Double U, is it? I heard his voice. It must be. Anyway, yeah. Look, he's 33, but he's a world class striker. If not the best, it's either him or Benzema. We can't get Benzema. We can get Lewandowski. Who better for Havertz to play alongside than an experienced forward like Lewandowski or Pulisic or anyone else? They will only learn, and we need someone to score goals. And he will bang in, I promise you, 25 to 30 goals a season if it comes to Chelsea. So I don't think Lewandowski is out of the question.
My point with Lukaku, I don't think Lukaku can play a midfielder like Jorginho.
No,
one
he's
can.
better. W is better as a goalkeeper, I think.
Yeah. It's massive.
Just
Look,
on the
my
Lewandowski thing,
Go ahead.
Lewandowski makes no sense to sign. He's going to be 34 by the time next season starts.
That's all the point. Scott, wait a minute.
For 60
Even if he
million,
plays for
okay.
one season, he's going to teach his
So
players.
we're going to spend 50 minutes. Sorry,
Silva is
no.
37.
Hang on.
Wait a minute.
No, hang on.
Yeah,
So you're suggesting we're in a window where we already need to sign at least 2 centre backs, possibly 2 DMs, possibly a wing back.
One to the back.
You want us to then go into you also then want us to spend 50 million is the number I heard you say, 50 million on a 34-year-old striker for one season.
He's not any striker. He's the best in the world.
You call
Don't forget.
again 50 million for a striker, regardless of how good they are, for one season when we have about 6 other areas.
It's going to be one season. He can go. Well, look at Ronaldo. What's Ronaldo doing? Tell me. How many goals has he scored? No, Ronaldo's. He's 37 and he's scoring. He's scored 25 goals so far.
The only scenario where Lewandowski, he won't go. He'll come for way less than 50 million if it was to happen. But the only scenario that makes it happen is if we can't land our main target, and Lewandowski comes in for 1 or 2 seasons until we get our main target.
You can't get.
He will be less than 50 million. He's 34 years old.
Like I was trying. Yes,
he's got a massive wage as well.
Forget all that.
Like I was trying to say,
we need someone to score goals. And
like I was trying to say,
Lewandowski,
Oliver Kahn, the whatever he's called, the person in charge at Bayern, Oliver Kahn has made it clear they are not selling him this summer. His contract runs out in 2023.
He's on a free this year.
As if Scott, they're going to come out and say they are selling him.
No, he's on a free transfer.
Sell him or let him go for free if he doesn't sign a new contract.
About, man?
Bayern known for letting players go on free more than selling it last year.
Exactly. So the likelihood is they'll probably keep him for a year, let him go for free at the end of his contract. By which point he'll be nearly 35.
I don't agree with you.
Nick Blue, I agree with you. If somebody will pay 50, he will leave this summer.
That's what I mean. He's worth
I will
50,
not
Ali.
pay 50.
Why?
For Lewandowski.
Look, we paid.
I think you're getting for less.
Again, 50 million for a guy that's going to be here for one season. One season, and then in a year's time, you're going to have to spend another 50 million to replace.
Yeah.
So what are you spending?
That's false. We have.
It's like you're going to spend your own profits for the way you talk.
I tell you what, Broja is the better option.
Broja has to learn with someone experienced.
Like I said, my priority is
not he's playing in the EPL already, Nick.
What?
Nick, Broja's playing in the EPL already. Who's he have to learn next to?
Doesn't mean he's got to.
It's not an apprenticeship where people got to learn things.
All of you are deluded, I'm afraid.
Yeah, we are deluded.
Someone to play with.
So Nick, okay, I've got a question. I've got a hypothetical question. I've got a hypothetical question for you. Where are you getting this 50 million that you're going to spend on Lukaku? Sorry, not Lukaku, Lewandowski.
That's what they said. That's what I heard. I heard on the what's he called?
Didn't we got 10 mil because Hazard won the La Liga?
The Times, the newspaper, they were saying talking about.
Now anybody challenging why Pocodoko's removed 5 seconds without even talking? That's why.
What?
What?
No, why people questioning why Pokodoku was removed from the streams every time he's here before even speaking? There's a reason behind it. Fata, where are you? Please come back. So we
Who's
can finish the sentence.
Kuku? Who's Kuku?
Poku. It's the guy that keeps interrupting you all the time.
Oh God! Oh my God! Oh, WW. Yeah. All right. Anyway, look, I think it's a good idea. Look, we ain't paid from our pockets. Bowley, he said he's going to do what he's going to back Tuchel. That's what he said. I want Tuchel to tell him. I want.
What makes you think Tuchel wants a 34-year-old?
No, we don't have another 30. Look at Silva. Who's the best player in this team? A 37-year-old.
He's a defender.
Who's the best player?
Yeah, but he's a defender.
Based on the news,
Ronaldo is a
statement
defender.
signing is Nunez or Rice.
If Ronaldo can do it, Lewandowski can go and do it as well.
Hang on, say that again. His the like big signings are Rice or Nunez.
It's not Lewandowski. It's
Bro, those are Christ.
If
those are
Who said that?
Sorry. By the way, if those are our options for our sort of quote unquote
I
like
said them cuckoo,
signings,
bro.
those are piss.
And Kuku. That's funny. W, what's your name, man?
It's gonna be interesting. I think there's striker options that we haven't talked about.
His name's fucking
There's
Pulisic.
no talking. There's no one else.
Listen, Haaland's going in the mix.
£100 actually, but
You know, Broja.
Haaland. I don't know if Kane's still looking for a move, but I think some strikers are going to be shuffled around a little bit.
Yeah, look,
we
whatever
can probably
do, we
jump
don't
on
have to
someone.
Score goals. We tried with these strikers we have.
For me,
they can't hit.
Hey, is Greenwood getting Is he on bail? Maybe we can pick him up.
Don't say that, scumbag.
Forget Bale.
what?
Look, we don't need Bale.
Did someone say really Greenwood?
What's wrong with you?
Man, you know, I was such a fan before all that happened. I was kind of upset that we didn't have a striker.
No, I rated him until all that shit, but yeah, now he can fuck off, personally.
Look, let me ask you one question.
League One.
Luis, let me ask you one question. Don't you
bro.
think, Broja, we know he's a great young player, yeah? Don't you think he's, if we got Lewandowski, that will help him build up his future? Because,
Maybe, but like the thing with Broja is Broja's in a different system compared to
By the
one
way,
that we
Greenwood
play.
has a
but he can learn.
He needs to learn how to handle low blocks as well. So with him, it's like I'd like him to be in the squad next season, but not as the number one. I do think we need to integrate him a
I
little
rate
bit.
Greenwood highly for his football abilities, not for his
If we get rid of
ability.
Lukaku, we need to replace Lukaku.
No, let's not joke about that, Alex. Let's not joke about that.
One thing about Mason Greenwood.
Wait a minute, hold on. We need to replace Lukaku if he's going. There's no one better than Lewandowski.
Hey, you know what we should do, Nick?
I don't think
I've got a great idea. Listen, I've got a great idea for a striker. Because Lukaku was so looking forward to playing with Martinez again, right? We should send him back to Inter and buy Martinez just so he can be without.
You're so petty, bruv.
Martinez fits our system better than Lukaku does.
Yeah.
I'll say that much.
We bought the wrong striker.
Doesn't Pence
Look, I have a better
I
solution.
don't understand.
Send Timo there and
I
get
have a better solution.
But I don't tell you.
Can I say the best solution for Chelsea? Since we're gonna have, and I think that I know we're gonna have a limited amount of money this specific summer. I think. Oh, thank you. I was waiting for your approval, Poco. My think is for this summer we can sell Lukaku for the amount we can and not buy a striker, but buy midfielders on one condition. No. Broja does not live in the first main squad. Kai Havertz rotate with Broja as a center forward. For me, it's the best thing that Chelsea can do.
That's not enough.
No.
That's not enough.
The reason
Can
why I'm saying that,
going to score goals.
the reason why I'm saying it is because
let Alex land.
Can I finish, please? The reason why I'm saying it is because I think we're gonna have a limited amount of funds, and I think the priority will be more important as in the back and in the midfield than the forward. That's it.
Can I say something?
Alex, I agree.
Final thoughts. Look, I
think you should talk about strikers, but like Lewandowski is like ending contract 25. Isn't Benzema's contract ending 23? Wouldn't Chelsea
don't worry about these old strikers. Can I reply to Alex?
You're on mute.
They both in 23, not 25.
I looked at Lewandowski, it's 25 pound, and they renewed it for another 2 years.
Hey,
Oh,
don't worry about.
then why
We need some younger strikers actually. Alex,
Yeah,
what you were saying, I
I
agree.
want
Declare
Broja
with
as
the youngsters is enough. We need a top class.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I agree with Alex. I want Broja to rotate with Kai, Gallagher to
Kai.
rotate with Mount, but I feel we need one. We need just one, and maybe that one could be
Levi
like someone like
Cole as well.
Rafinha if Leeds drops.
What about what's that French guy from Barcelona
Dembele.
for free?
Dembele.
Dembele.
Yeah,
Yes,
That can
exactly.
save
just
us some
one.
money.
Can I
I
just
feel
tell
like
you what's gonna happen?
that left side, or just that one person,
The right side.
is missing because Ziyech, Pulisic, to someone if Pulisic steps up, just someone there.
Hudson-Odoi.
But I still want a backup wing back, and I still say other areas. But where I'm getting, so I think it's not going to be limited, Alex. I think we're going to have. I think the new owners might show off a little bit, or just throw big money at it because we need a lot of players.
That's
How
what
much
I
are they
said.
gonna
It
throw in?
depends on what availability of the finances we have this summer. You
I think we'll
that they
spend 200 mil.
Exactly. Now we have a problem that maybe not be sold because of 1.6 billion. So for me,
what I think about
oh my God, he's thinking. Doctor told you not to. It's the bad for your health when you use your brains to think, man. Skip to 2 plus 2. It's your level for now.
Guys,
Louis, I got a super chat for you guys.
Right, Jonathan says we need proper men in our team, not 23-year-olds. I do
No, I
agree. We need
disagree.
some experience
I
in the
disagree.
front line. Yeah, because you're Levi
I don't-
Colwell and Cobham FC, bro. That's
wait, hold
why.
on.
We
Let-
had
let me
enough.
just finish.
Is Levi coming back, Pokedoku?
Yeah, but I've been saying Levi Cole from the start of the season, and people on the stream were laughing at me. You'll be laughing from
We're
next
still
season.
laughing at you, man.
No, you're not. No, you're not.
We're laughing for
They
other
haven't
reasons.
had a chance to laugh at you because you always get kicked out. I don't know.
No.
Miss out.
Right,
Hey, but-
guys, I have to end the stream. I do need to make a move, guys. But big up everyone that's
Where you
locked
going?
in. We'll be back tomorrow because there will be more transfer news to talk about. And we'll probably delve
How
into
will
Roman
take
situation
Origi
a little
versus
bit more.
Lukaku, by the way?
I
He's
think
on
we'll take
free.
anyone
He's on
at this
free.
point. Oh, yeah, that might be decent depth for us. But yeah, big up everyone that's locked in. Smash
Aye,
the like
do
and
you know something
subscribe
I
button.
found out as well?
Go on, bro. What did you find out?
Do you know Declan Rice's cousin used to play for Chelsea?
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
Did he get released too?
No, he was 4 years old though.
Oh, well, that's
He played for Junior. Yeah.
Well, seeing as we're talking about Rice, we will leave you with Rice.
Was
So,
he-
yeah, big up everyone.
Was he a
Smash the
carb
like
name
and
as well?
subscribe.
Oh God.
Was he what?
Did he have
plays for Aston
a
Villa.
carbohydrate type name as
Fuck
well?
Rice.
Was he a pasta name?
Give me
Right,
was-
big up,
Rice was
big up
still on one
everyone.
game against
Crack
Arsenal.
and wait.
Send it to your message, Luis.
All right, bless, bro. Guys, we'll be back tomorrow. I do have to make a dip. Guys,
Minerals.
Big up,
Big Rice.
like and subscribe. We might have minerals on tomorrow because we do need to have this mount discussion. But yeah, smash the like and
What
subscribe.
amount
Big up
discussion? He's
Bring
average
Rice
as
home.
shit.
Bring Rice
He's
home.
average as shit. What do you mean? What discussion?
That's
I
what the
respect
discussion
Matt.
is.
Rice
bro.
home.
We'll
He's average as
delve
shit. There you go. Discussion over.
Too bad you're
No,
not
he's
going to
not.
be there
No,
to
he's
discuss
not.
that,
Right.
Scott.
Hey, I heard Bolly loves the rice.
Hey, it's over. He's
I-
average as
I-
shit. There you go. Discussion over.
It ain't over like that. But yeah, guys, we're out. Big up everyone that's locked in. Like and
Hey.
subscribe. And as always,
Rice.
up yourself.